Let's get one thing straight before we start. Most men walk into intimacy thinking it's only about desire, instinct, and release. But something happens that even he can't explain. The longer he's inside you, the more his body begins translating touch into emotion. The walls he built through years of silence and self-control start to soften. That quiet moment afterward tells you more about him than anything he could say. He isn't withdrawing. He's processing a wave of emotions his mind wasn't prepared for. His nervous system shifts from stay in control to let go, and it overwhelms him more than you might think. Women often mistake this silence for distance, but men experience it as vulnerability. You hear, he's pulling away, while he's thinking, what am I feeling right now? He's not cold or detached. He's stunned by how real the moment felt. And once you understand this, everything about intimacy becomes clearer. You stop misreading him, and you start seeing what closeness truly awakens inside him. Today, we're uncovering the 5 emotional experiences men go through during deep intimacy, the ones their bodies reveal long before their words do. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to Love Psychology Code, so you never miss insights that help you understand love on a deeper level. So let's begin with the first thing his body feels, even if he never says it out loud. Emotional release. Sometimes a man doesn't speak after intimacy, not because he feels nothing, but because he finally feels too much. There's a quiet truth hidden inside this sentence, one that most women sense but rarely understand fully. When intimacy becomes deep, a man's body shifts in a way his words cannot follow. His nervous system moves from fight or flight to rest and digest, like an engine finally cooling after running for years. That physiological shift alone can release emotions he has carried since boyhood: stress, pressure, expectations, and the silent demand to be strong. And in that moment, when he is inside you, all the armor he wears in the world begins to loosen. His shoulders drop, his breath softens, his mind stops performing. For once, he's allowed not to be a man, but simply be human. Many women do not realize how rare this softness is for him. Men live in a culture where vulnerability is rationed, like something dangerous. So when intimacy suddenly brings him to a place where he feels safe enough to let go, the release can be overwhelming. Some men fall silent. Some stare into the dark. A few might feel tears rise before they have time to hide them. They are not embarrassed by you. They are frightened by how unfamiliar emotional safety feels inside their own chest. It is like entering a warm room after years in the cold, comforting but disorienting. This is why, after a particularly deep moment, many men pull back just a little, not to escape, not to retreat, but to gather themselves, to regulate, to return to a state they understand. He is not distancing from you. He is returning to the version of himself he has lived with for so long. The version who knows how to manage life, but not always how to manage emotion. His silence is not a wall. It is a recalibration. His quietness is not rejection. It is a man trying to understand what just happened inside him. If you look closely, you will see that what he needs is not reassurance, not interrogation, but space. A gentle space where his emotions can land softly without judgment. And when you understand this, you stop taking his quiet moments personally, and you start seeing them as evidence that something real has touched him. Sometimes the deepest form of love is not expression, but release. And that's only the beginning, because what truly shapes his emotional journey lies in the next layer you're about to discover. Are you ready for it? Bonding. When intimacy settles inside him and the quiet becomes soft instead of frightening, something far more profound begins to take shape. It does not speak in words or intentions. It shows up in his body first, like a tide rising slowly beneath the surface of his awareness. Because the moment a man feels emotionally safe, his biology begins to bond long before his mind can catch up. Men seldom receive strong doses of oxytocin, the hormone responsible for trust, closeness, and emotional attachment. Women get it through affection, conversation, emotional presence. But for men, their deepest surge comes through intimacy, specifically through vulnerability within intimacy. This is why he may suddenly feel warmth toward you, a pull he cannot justify, a quiet softness that surprises even him. It is not romance running wild, it is chemistry responding to safety. In that fragile window of closeness, the boundaries that separate me and you begin to blur. He may not consciously register it, but on a deeper level he feels a dissolving of distance, a merging of breath, a momentary sense that you are not two separate worlds, but something momentarily joined. It is boundary dissolution, the feeling of becoming larger than oneself, of sharing an emotional space instead of merely a physical one. To him, it feels both comforting and destabilizing, and this bonding happens whether he intended it or not. He might walk in telling himself it is casual, temporary, physical, but his body reacts faster than his thoughts. A brief moment can leave an imprint he did not expect. A short encounter can open a door he did not mean to unlock. This is why a man can suddenly become gentler, more attentive, or unexpectedly attached after intimacy. Not because of skill, not because of performance, but because of the emotional safety your presence creates. When a man feels safe, he bonds. When he bonds, the attachment does not ask for permission, it simply happens. It is the body revealing what the mind has not yet admitted. If you've ever seen a man unexpectedly attached after closeness, share your experience in the comments. Your story may help someone understand their own. But bonding is only the beginning, because when connection settles into his body, something far more powerful begins to bloom, the kind of feeling that turns closeness into overwhelming love. Love amplified. There's a moment in every man's heart when bonding is no longer just chemistry, and something much larger begins to rise beneath it. It happens quietly, almost like a light sharpening in a dark room. Because when a man already has feelings for you, intimacy does not simply connect him, it amplifies every emotion he has been trying to manage. What was soft becomes vivid. What was gentle becomes intense. What was comfortable suddenly feels dangerously real. This amplification can be overwhelming. A man who loves you may walk into intimacy thinking he can stay composed, stay steady, stay in control. But closeness reveals the truth he tries to deny. He loves you more deeply than he admits, even to himself. And that realization hits him like a wave. It sharpens every color of the relationship. Affection becomes devotion. Attraction becomes attachment. Presence becomes longing. Love becomes too real, too fast. For many men, this intensity comes with fear. Not fear of you, but fear of losing you. Fear of not being enough. Fear of depending too deeply on someone who matters too much. A man can handle desire. It is love that terrifies him. Because love means risk. Love means vulnerability. Love means having something he cannot afford to lose. This is why some men pull back just slightly after an emotionally intense moment. Not to distance themselves, not because feelings fade, but because the feelings grow. He steps away to breathe, to steady himself, to avoid drowning in the depth of his own heart. You may see it as retreat, but to him, it is recalibration, the same instinct someone has when they step back from a breathtaking view, simply to process its beauty. Imagine this: a man spends weeks feeling close to you, enjoying the rhythm of the connection, everything stable and warm. Then one night, during an unguarded moment, he feels something deeper, a surge of love he did not prepare for. The next morning, he is gentle but quieter, thoughtful, slightly distant. Not because he doubts you, but because he has finally realized just how much his heart has opened. And if you think you already understand men, wait, because what comes next may completely transform the way you see them. Pride. Did you know that one of the deepest desires of a man is simply to feel chosen? Not admired, not pursued, not impressed, but chosen. This quiet longing follows him from boyhood into adulthood, shaping how he loves, how he gives, and how he shows up in relationships. Under every layer of confidence lies the same silent question: am I worthy of being the one she lets in? When you open your heart and allow him close, something sacred awakens inside him. He does not feel it as conquest or victory. His ego is not the one celebrating. Instead, what rises in him is reverence, the feeling of being entrusted with something fragile, meaningful, and irreplaceable. To be chosen by you is not a moment of superficial pride. It is a kind of emotional honor that deepens his loyalty and steadies his love. This pride changes the way he loves. It softens him and strengthens him at the same time. The more chosen he feels, the more protective he becomes, not possessive, but responsible. He begins to guard the relationship the way someone shields a flame in the wind, carefully, attentively, with both hands cupped around it. You may notice him becoming more gentle, more intentional, more emotionally mature. He listens more, he tries harder, he becomes safer, steadier, and more grounded. Consider this: a man may spend years appearing confident in the world, but the moment he realizes you chose him, his entire emotional posture shifts. I once heard a woman describe how her partner became unexpectedly tender after she said one simple sentence: "I trust you." It was not dramatic or poetic, but to him, it felt like being knighted. From that day on, he loved her with a quiet sense of duty, as if loving her well was proof that he deserved the honor he had been given. Men do not fall in love because a woman is near them. They fall in love because a woman chooses them. That is the moment their pride becomes devotion, and devotion becomes something lasting. If you have ever seen a man become more gentle or protective after feeling truly chosen, share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone understand their own relationship more clearly. And as beautiful as pride is, it is not the final transformation. Because once he feels chosen, something even more unexpected begins to bloom inside him, a form of joy he rarely allows himself to feel. Joy. Some joys do not come from doing, but from being seen. Most men spend their lives believing happiness is earned through achievement, status, or proving something to the world. Yet intimacy reveals a joy he never learned to chase, the joy of being accepted exactly as he is, not admired, not evaluated, not compared, simply accepted. And for a man, that kind of joy feels almost sacred. When he is close to you in a moment of true intimacy, a different softness rises in him. He no longer has to be impressive. He no longer has to present strength. He no longer has to perform competence. For the first time in a long time, he gets to be human without penalty. A Stanford University study on male emotional regulation found that men show significantly higher activation in brain regions responsible for belonging when they feel safe with a partner. In other words, the happiness he feels with you is not the happiness of success, but the happiness of home. This is why some men become unexpectedly playful afterward. Light, gentle, almost boyish. It is not immaturity, it is relief. It is the return of a self he silenced to survive adulthood. You will notice it in the way he relaxes into the bed, the way his laughter softens, the way his hand reaches for you without urgency or desire, just presence. Around you, he remembers the version of himself that did not need armor. Watch closely, and these subtle shifts reveal something deeper. He lingers, not because he wants more, but because he feels at peace. He touches you absent-mindedly as if your presence is stabilizing. He breathes differently, as though the air around you is easier for him to inhabit. With you, he does not have to be strong. With you, he does not have to hide. You become the place where his soul finds rest. This kind of joy forms the strongest bond of all. Attraction pulls him toward you, but this quiet joy roots him beside you. Desire ignites him, but acceptance transforms him. He stays because with you, he feels complete. And when this joy settles into him, he is no longer just sharing a moment. He is returning to a feeling that reminds him of home, a feeling he will want to protect, nurture, and keep. In the end, what determines whether a man stays, drifts away, or grows more devoted is not the physical moment itself, but the meaning his nervous system attaches to it. Intimacy becomes a turning point only when it makes him feel chosen, trusted, and emotionally safe. When that happens, he anchors to you. When it does not, the the moment fades into something purely physical, without lasting imprint. This is why some men seem distant afterward. It is not absence of feeling, it is emotional overwhelm, a need to steady themselves after experiencing more than they expected. And others become more attentive, more protective, more gentle, because intimacy awakened a sense of responsibility, as though your trust has activated the part of them that wants to take care of what feels sacred. Intimacy itself does not create love. The emotional meaning born inside intimacy is what shapes love into something deep and lasting. When you understand this, you begin to understand his silence, his retreat, his warmth, and even the shifts in his energy. These are not random behaviors. They are emotional fingerprints his body will remember for a lifetime. Sometimes, the heart is like a quiet room. What echoes after the moment matters more than the moment itself. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to Love Psychology Code for more insights on the emotions that shape real love.